What is up, guys? We are back on another video. As you can tell, I am finally back at my house, which means I can actually go back to making full-length videos just like this almost every single week, which is what I'm actually going to be trying to be doing from now on to make almost weekly content. Now, for today's video, we're going to be doing something very special, and I'm actually going to be showing you how you can add all of your characters onto the mini modular build up, and I'll be showing you where you can put your characters, how to build custom minifigures, and also many more things. So obviously first I had to show you the actual lineup. So we have Miles Morales' bodega with his apartment right on top. Right next to that is the Daily Bugle. Then next to there is Peter Parker's apartment on top of the jewelry shop. Then we have the mini marts and Eddie Brock's apartment. Over here I made a custom alleyway, which just uses a bunch of pieces from the official corners. Then we obviously have Oscorp. We have another custom alleyway, and then we have a corner. So that is the official lineup that I have created for this mini modular system. And obviously, when the new mini modulars come out, I will be adding to that. So I have not yet bought the Spider-Man Brand New Day Lego set, but I will be buying that very soon. And then when the rumored Sanctum Sanctorum mini modular comes out, I will also add that to my mini modular lineup. So first, I'm going to go building by building to show you all of the different ways you can add your characters onto this street. So up first, we have the bodega. Now this one is probably going to be the easiest one you can do. So obviously, we're going to add Miles Morales, but we're actually going to be doing it in a very interesting way. So if you bought the Miles Morales mech sets, you can use this, but obviously you can also just use a normal Miles Morales minifigure. So we're actually going to be doing a couple things with this. So you're going to have one hand have the lightning, and the other hand have this giant web piece with his hand any way you want. Obviously you can make him in any position, but you're actually going to take this 1x1 piece that goes up, and you're actually going to put this on the back of his mech suit. So you're going to put it just like that. And then you're going to come up here, and you're going to add the superhero stance piece with an upside down 1x1 clear circular stud that is also hollow. And you're just going to take your Miles Morales mech suit, and you're going to add him on top. So you're actually going to put the stud right on to where we put that black bracket piece. So boom, now we have Miles Morales' mech on top of this building. Now obviously you can make him in any position, but I really like this one because it looks like he's being thrown off the roof, which I will tell you why in a minute. Then you're gonna take this web piece and put a clear, transparent 1x1 superhero small stance piece, put it through, and you're gonna take these pieces off of one of them. You can do any of them, but I'm choosing this one. And you're just gonna put the handle part on top of the stud. So now it looks like he's grabbing onto the building so he doesn't fall off. And obviously you can have him in any position. I'm gonna be turning his legs a little bit, and then his hand will be sticking out. And that's basically all you have to do for this Miles Morales mech suit. And of course you can also change the way he's positioned. So I'm also gonna be having his one leg up here, so it looks like he really just got pushed. And the reason he got pushed is because in the giant Daily Bugle mini modular, it came with this Rhino mech. Now, this Rhino mech is awesome. It can come down and you can place a minifigure on the inside, which is pretty cool. It has these awesome fingers and these awesome feet. I mean, this build really is just spectacular. And I love this sticker, although I wish it was printed. It looks so good. Now, for this hand, you're going to make it kind of look like he's doing a thumbs up, but you can also move his thumb really anyway. Then you're going to have his legs kind of widened, which these are also very posable, but you're going to have these widened, and then the second one is going to be like his hand is grabbing something. The reason you want his hand to be positioned like that is because if you come up here, you can place the Rhino right there. So it looks like Miles Morales and the Rhino are fighting on top of his apartment. And honestly, this looks really cool. I really like the way that it looks like they're in action, even though it's still. And also, I like how the web goes underneath the rhino's arm, which you can do that. And although the rhino does not actually have any connection point because his feet are actually completely flat on the bottom, it still works really well and helps you actually move him around a lot. Although you have to be careful that none of these guys fall, because if they do, they might break, and that's not what you want. Next, we're going to be doing Miles Morales again, I know, and the Spot. Now, the Spot minifigure is awesome. You're going to have him in this very specific position that looks like he's flying. And you're going to take one of these Spot's actual like portal thingies. And you're going to take Miles Morales' leg off. Now, this is the actual minifigure that came in the bodega. So you're going to take his legs off and make him look like he's chasing after the Spot. And you can just take one of the Spot's legs and clip it onto this transparent piece. And you basically make it look like he's being chased. I think it looks pretty good. You're going to take another one of the Spot's portals, and you're not really going to change it. But on the very bottom, you're going to take Miles Morales' legs and clip them onto the bottom so it will look like this. And that makes it look like he's actually going through the portals. You can always like flip it like that. And for the legs, you're going to put it on this little AC vent. Up here on this AC vent, you're going to take the stud that's on here, and you're going to place it like this. So you're going to have his legs up here to make it look like he's going through the portal. So since we're going building by building, we're going to wait to put this because he's actually on one of the other buildings and not this actual area. But I did want to put the legs just here just so you could see what it looked like. So we're going to wait, and I'll show you where this guy goes in a minute. Next, we're going to get Norman Osborn and Gwen Stacy. And these are really, obviously, kind of lame characters. He's pretty cool that we're getting him, but all the pieces are lame. So we're going to put Norman Osborn over here. And you're also going to put Spider-Woman right there so that she's like attacking him because he is a bad guy. And that is actually all for this side of the street. So there's actually no more characters that go on this area. But that will not stop us from making awesome adjustments. Now, over here is the Daily Bugle. Now this one, I think, has the most amount of characters. So on the very bottom, you're going to take J. Jonah Jameson, and you're going to make him looking to the left. Or the right, whichever way, it doesn't matter. Then, you're actually going to come over here, and you're going to replace one of these flat black tiles with a studded one. That way, J. Jonah Jameson can stand here with the doors open. And you're like, hey, what's going on over here? Or, whatever. Next, all the way up here, you're going to take Spider-Man with a big web, and you're going to put him right on this stud, right on the top of the Daily Bugle. Then, you're going to take Venomized Captain America, which is my favorite minifigure out of all of the minifigures that come in this big set. All of these sets, honestly. You're going to take Captain America, and you're just going to put him up here with Spider-Man. So they're like fighting each other. So that'll look really cool. And honestly, I thought I had more people. Maybe I'm just tripping. But we're not actually done. So you're actually going to take Miles Morales again. And you're going to give him a big web. And then you're going to make this tiny build, which is just 2 transparent superhero stand pieces. And then a backwards 1x1 white stud. That way it can go on the back of the billboard. So you're going to put the pieces right here on the back of this billboard. And then you're going to take Miles Morales and you're just going to put him on that stud. Now you're going to want him to be going this way for a very specific reason, and that is because our next character for this building is the Hobgoblin. And he looks really cool. I really like this new take on him because the old one was super weird looking and expensive. I honestly really like this. I know a lot of people wanted his legs to be dual molded, but this just looks so much better with a ton of printing. I mean, really a lot of print. And then you're going to give him this flaming pumpkin. Now, that's not all. You're going to take his glider and you're going to put it on this giant clear piece. It's pretty tall, and you're actually just gonna take him and you're gonna just put him on the glider like normal, and then you're gonna take him and you're gonna put him up here. So you can really put him on any spot you want. I'm putting him right there, which looks good. And then it looks like him and Miles Morales are fighting each other. Now for down here, we're gonna take Jefferson Morales, and he's gonna be running this way. And then you're gonna take Craven the Hunter, and he's also gonna be running this way, but he's gonna be a little bit ahead, like he's being chased by after this guy. And I almost forgot, Mary Jane is actually supposed to go on the scaffolding right here, holding a controller. And I mean, that looks okay, but the reason she's holding a controller is because she's actually piloting this little spider bot that came in this set up here. And you're not really gonna do too much with him, but you're just gonna take one of his legs, which they all have holes in it, and you're just gonna connect it onto this web right here. So you're gonna put his second leg on the right side on the web piece, and then you're gonna take the rest of his legs and kind of point them onto the wall. And this is supposed to hold him up pretty well, I think. Actually, it looks really good. You're gonna take Anti-Venom, and you're gonna get these two web cradle looking things from the Spider-Man 2 subway train fight from just a couple years ago. And you're gonna put him in this like he got webbed up and captured. And then you're gonna take one of these dangling old web pieces, which I actually like a lot more than the new ones, because you can play with it easier. But you're gonna put one of the studs on the top, and then you're gonna take this piece and you're gonna put it on this stud up here. Okay, up here we're gonna have one more character, which is actually Ghost Rider from the newest Ghost Rider set. And you're just gonna put him right on this stud, and he'll be fighting someone that's gonna be right there. Now, there's one more character, but he actually is custom. So I'm gonna show you how you can make a custom Kingpin Lego minifigure. So honestly, it's really easy. You just need Mr. Knight's, aka Moon Knight, his torso and legs, which is this white suit. Then this head comes on a lot of minifigures like Lex Luthor or Charles Xavier, which is what I actually got this from the X-Mansion set. Then this little gold minifigure guy, and then this black or even brown, I'm using brown, I don't have a black one, as a little staff or a rod. And it looks good. Obviously Kingpin is a lot bigger than this, but there's no official minifigure or big figure for this. And I do not have any of the pieces for the big ones. Like, it's like a minifigure, but not really, it's like a brick built. But yeah, this looks really good. I like it. Yeah. So you're actually gonna take him, and he's gonna go on top of this building. But I like him to be right on the middle, so it looks like he's looking out on all the chaos that is already happening. I mean, look how crazy this looks. No one goes down here except for this chicken, but right above this is gonna be our next minifigure, which is actually Mysterio. So this is the one from the Daily Bugle, and he just uses this giant green piece and then these little green pieces on his feet. And you just don't have to give him any crazy pose, but he really just stands on this little superhero piece. So you can put him right here. And again, I almost forgot. I'm really bad at this, guys. I'm sorry. But you're gonna take this Spider-Woman minifigure, and you're gonna put her right here. So she's right there, and then it looks like Mysterio is trying to fight her. And it looks pretty good. Yeah. Right above Mysterio, though, is gonna be Gwen Stacy. And you're gonna put her right here. So once you put all of these characters on, you're gonna take Miles Morales and the Spot, and you're gonna put them on this stud right here. So Miles Morales and the Spot will be on this area, and you can see all of this stuff that's happened. I can't believe I almost forgot this, even though I specifically said I would put this later. I almost forgot. But for Oscorp, right here, you're gonna have the OG Spider-Man with this giant like web catching baseball glove thingy, and he's gonna be facing right here. think it looks really good. And if you're wondering who he's trying to catch, well, obviously, since this is Oscorp, it's going to be none other than Green Goblin himself. I think that works pretty well. And if you thought we were done, doggy, you are wrong. We're going to take another Spider-Man with his mask off in this smaller web, and he's going to be with the web going down in this area. And then you're going to take Spider-Man 2099 from the same set that this mech came in, and he's just going to be hanging on to this rod. Now, I want to make a minifigure, but he actually requires this guy's torso, so we're just going to have to kill him for a little bit. And also, it's going to require Kraven the Hunter's neck piece, so we'll have to take that away from him. And if you're wondering what this is for, we're actually going to be making a completely custom Vulture minifigure, which I think is going to look really good. But I needed this guy's torso and this guy's fur coat piece, because I don't have any of the official minifigures, and it's as close as I got to the MCU version. Now, for this minifigure, you're going to take Jonesy's legs, and you're going to take them off, and you're going to use this as the legs for the Vulture. So the next piece you're going to get is actually the official Vulture headpiece with this white hair that you can get from Magneto, from the same set that Kingpin's head came from, and you're going to put it right on him. And it already looks really cool, but obviously it doesn't really look like the Vulture. It just looks like some random dude. And also, you can take off the hairpiece if you want. Now, last but not least is actually the Vulture's wings. Now, the only version of them that I actually have are these green ones from a comic book set. But you can also use like any of the official ones. And since this character has a fur coat, these wings can't actually connect. So I built up this crazy looking contraption so that it looks like his wings are actually connected to him, even though they're not. So it uses a bunch of these hero piece stances, and then this double studded clear neck bracket piece actually, and then a transparent web piece with a stud on top, and then the wings on the back. And then all that is connected to this little superhero stance. And so from the back, from the side, it kind of looks like he has the wings on, even though in reality, he's not even like touching it. So you're obviously gonna have this, and it's actually kind of easy. You just come over here to Oscorp Tower, and you're gonna take this build, and you're just gonna put it on the corner of the very building, one stud on. And from afar, it kind of looks like he's actually wearing the wingsuit, but then when you look above, it's like, oh my god, what have I done? But yeah, I think it looks really cool like that, and he's not really fighting anyone, but he is there. Does look really good. So yeah, that's basically the Vulture. And then down here, you're gonna add Eddie Brock. But as you just witnessed, Eddie Brock is, well, you see, he's dead. So we're actually gonna be using a custom build for him, and it's really simple. So you can use this little torso. It's gray, and it actually comes in a set that is 2 cars, and it's the male character. But you can just put Eddie Brock, you can just put his legs on there, and it kind of looks like a jogging sweater almost. So it does still work with Eddie Brock, because I think it looks good, honestly. Like, I don't think it's bad. Miles Morales and his bike. And these are the last 2 minifigs, actually, so that's pretty cool. And you're going to go to the end and the alleyway, and you're going to take the Eddie Brock, and you're going to put him in the alleyway. Obviously, you don't have to build an alleyway, because you might not want to, but this looks really cool. And then you can also take Miles Morales on his bike, and you can put him, and he's like racing, or he's trying to get somewhere. So you can put him on the corner. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can make your Lego mini modular streets from going from this to this. This looks so good. I mean, actually, it's amazing. We have all these characters, and they're all lined up, and they're all in one big action scene. And even though some of our characters that don't actually appear in the set are here, like Kingpin, Ghost Rider, Miguel O'Hara, the Vulture, this new version of Eddie Brock, even though these characters don't actually come in the LEGO set, it still looks really good. Anyway, that is my video. Maybe you can watch another one. I don't really do these kind of things, but it would mean a lot to me if you just went back to my channel and watched another video of mine, because that's how the algorithm works, and it can get a lot more people to actually watch my videos. Anyway, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Blaze Nation. And I will see you in a couple of weeks with new LEGO set reviews.